Hi, this is Elliot Haspel, and welcome to another edition of Best Practices Weekly. Today we're going to be talking about doing reading workshop on the web, or in general just how we can use reading instruction and marry that together with some of the new tools the technology and the internet offer in order to help kids have a richer and deeper kind of experience with their reading. And there are four main aspects that the authors of this article, which comes from The Reading Teacher, talk about that we can use technology as a way to enhance. And none of this is to say that the traditional methods are wrong or that there's anything bad about just books and pen and paper, but rather that in this day and age of the internet and of technology that kids are growing up in, there are ways we can innovate and enhance the instruction using technology. So the first aspect of this that they talk about is the reading itself. This is essentially, in addition to print books, children can gain a lot from reading on e-readers like Kindles or Nooks, or even using things like iPads or iPhones. The reason is that these sorts of electronic devices give students some things that traditional paper books don't. For example, they can change the font size, they can hide different amount of text to look at one piece of a page versus in a book, obviously you only got what's on the page. And also they can instantly link to online dictionaries, online encyclopedias, and other resources. Also, a lot of children's newspapers and magazines nowadays are offering electronic subscriptions, or just are accessible for free. So if as a teacher you don't have a classroom subscription, then this is an easy way for kids to access some good nonfiction text. The next aspect that the authors talk about is the sharing of what students are reading. While a lot of teachers use things like reading logs that are paper and pencil, there are actually some innovative ways you can use technology to do more with reading logs. So for example, there are lots of ways for students to catalog, review, and share with other students what they're reading via a lot of free sites. They list a few here: Goodreads.com, LibraryThing.com. All of this is on the full article write-up if you want to download that, so you'll be able to see these sites. And what these sites do, in addition to just letting you say, I just read this Judy Blume book, you can talk about, what other books are like this that I might want to read next. The sites will show you that. Or students can highlight, a paragraph that they really liked from, this book that they can share. Also, students don't have to share with just the other students in their class or with their teachers. They can share with students from around the nation, around the world. There are lots of sites that do that, and there are also specific sites like uclass.org that exist to really help these connections happen in a safe and secure way. The next aspect the authors talk about is discussing books. And in addition to the sites that you can log the books on, you can use technology like Skype, like FaceTime, like iChat to have students connect with other students to talk about the books they're reading. It's sort of like a pen pals for the 21st century. There are lots of sites that also have online discussion groups, online discussion boards about books. And the nice thing about this is all this can be done anonymously or very safely. We obviously have privacy concerns with students on the internet, but there are lots of safeguards in place, and things like the discussion groups can be done totally anonymously, etc. So, also, the internet for discussion purposes gives students opportunities to talk to authors sometimes by going to their websites or looking at what other folks have said about the books that they're reading. There are review sites. You can find out information about, why did the author write this book. There's just lots of sort of tangential information that's out there that students can get off the web that they wouldn't get from just being able to have the print book in their hands. And lastly, the aspect they talk about is analyzing, really doing the critical thinking around the books. There are lots of electronic tools out there that can aid in this, from simple things like having students create videos off of, YouTube and SchoolTube, to using other things, using PowerPoint, using Adobe Illustrator, sites like Wordle.com or Glogster.com. There are just lots and lots of things out there that give students tools to analyze books in ways that are going to be really fun for them, and also gives them opportunities to analyze books in ways they might not otherwise be able to. And so, again, this is a whole suite of different kind of tools that you can use when you're doing your reading workshop, when you're doing your reading lessons, that utilize the web, that utilize technology to enhance students' learning and to really integrate with what they're doing in the rest of their lives, which for most students is existing in this very digital world, spending a lot of time on the internet, for better or for worse. So, again, all of these websites are accessible if you download the full article write-up. And thanks for watching, and happy teaching.